Thank you. Thank you.
You saw they won the cheer.
Thank you.
There's no applause sign. That came from the heart, Tim. That came from the heart. Hey, let's get talk a little bit news here because we heard recently, of course, we've known about the trade wars with China, especially when it comes to tariffs. But the President Trump, recently announced that certain Apple products will be exempt from that. Why?
Well, you know, Robin, the iPhone is assembled in China, but the parts come from everywhere. And so there are components that come, including the United States. You know, the glass comes from Kentucky. There are chips that come from the U.S. And, of course, the research and development is all done in the United States. And so I don't want to speak for them, but I think they looked at this and said that it's not really great for the United States to put a tariff on those type of products.
But there's no guarantee that the Chinese government will not take some kind of action at some point. And people are concerned about that and concerned how that could possibly impact consumers.
Yeah, well, I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic because trade is one of those things where it's not a zero-sum game. You know, you and I can trade something and we can both win. And so I'm optimistic that the two countries will sort this out and life will go on.
Well, we're all optimistic about that because we all need that, because ultimately it's the consumers that would pay the biggest price. $1 trillion that you are. But Tim, what kind of responsibility comes along with that when you're of that value? I mean, the first trillion-dollar company in this country.
Yeah, you know, from my point of view, Apple could only have been created in America. So we are a deeply American company. And we feel a tremendous responsibility to help our country. And so we do that in terms of creating jobs. We've created 2 million jobs in America. We want to create even more. Thank you. We're investing $350 billion in the country over the next 5 years. Wow. And we're starting up facilities in a number of different places. And we're really proud of that contribution, but we want to do more. Yeah. We're out working with education. You've seen some of this.
In Alabama.
We're trying to really encourage all students to learn to code, because even for those students that don't want to do computer science, it's great to know what's possible. And so we're really encouraging public schools and private schools to really get coding in.
Yeah, I know, and I've seen you do that.
Thank you.
All right. Got to ask you about the cost, because one model starts at almost $1,100. Are you afraid that it's, you know, a group of people are being priced out?
Well, we want to make an iPhone for everyone. That's always been our objective, and we've got several iPhones in the line, and they go down to materially lower. But if you look at this phone, it's the most advanced iPhone we've ever done. It has an unbelievable camera in it that we'll talk about in a moment. And it has the smartest and most powerful chip ever in a smartphone. But the way most people pay for these, as it turns out, is they do a deal with their carrier and they pay so much per month. And so if you look at even the phone that's priced over $1,000, most people pay about $30 a month for it. And so it's about $1 a day. And so, and if you look at it, the phone has replaced your digital camera. You don't have a separate one anymore. It's replaced your video camera. It's replaced your music player. It's replaced all of these different devices. It's replaced your video player. And so arguably the product is really important. And we found that people want them they want to have the most innovative product available, and you know, with that, it's not cheap to do that.
You've often said you don't necessarily want to be the biggest; you want to be the best.
We want to be the best. That's our objective. I know other people want to sell the most. We've never been about selling the most. It's always selling the best.
Let's talk. Something that I normally have on, but not on the air, the Apple Watch.
Yeah.
There have been some really advances with that, especially when dealing with the heart. The electrocardiogram reading that it's able to do.
Yeah. Now you know, the watch is the most powerful thing you can have on your wrist. And so we were getting notes from many customers over the years with our previous watches that they found they had a heart problem. And so the watch would notify them that their heart was elevated despite not being currently exercising or being taxed. And they sought medical treatment, and the doctor told them, hey, if you would not have sought help, you would not be here. And so we began to research more and more, what more can we do for heart health? And with the Series 4 later this year, we will be shipping the first over-the-counter EKG right on your wrist. You just, all you do is put your finger right on the crown and hold it for 30 seconds, and it performs an EKG, and you can send this right to your doctor. And which is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And for those of us, I'm one of these that have had a heart issue before. You go to the doctor, they give you a monitor to wear. What you're experiencing with your heart doesn't happen when you're wearing the monitor. And the monitor expires, and you go, oh my God, and then it happens again. And so this thing is always on your wrist. So it's an incredible power for you to have. It empowers the individual to own their health. We also have fall detection in the watch. And so,
how does that work?
Fall detection, let's say, you're climbing up a ladder in the kitchen to get something off that top shelf. We've all done this. And if you're by yourself and you fall, this can be a devastating thing. So now the watch will detect the fall automatically. And if you do not respond within 1 minute, it will call 911 automatically.
It will call 911.
It will call 911.
All right.
Yeah.
I could sit here and talk. We had so many questions coming in, but I want to make sure that we talk about the camera aspect. But I want to do that as we're walking over, because we're going to have this new, how should I say, new feature that we're going to discuss. Like the me, you've heard about the emoji. Now it's going to be the meme emoji. But tell us first about the camera. Yeah, the camera, it's the best camera we've ever shipped before. It has this unbelievable feature where if you make a portrait of someone, you can change the background depth after you take the photo. After you take the photo. And it's the most incredible thing. So, it really makes a portrait look like a professional photographer. You used to have to schedule these things to make photos of your kids and so forth. Now, in the palm of your hand, you can make a portrait that it used to cost tens of thousands of dollars with professional equipment. Yeah. Speaking of a portrait, I don't know if this is a portrait, but have you all seen this? Look, you can make, tell me about the memoji.
Yeah, this is a memoji. And because the chip in the phone is so powerful, it's looking at 50 different facial muscles, and it's performing exactly on a real-time basis what Robin is doing right now. It's unbelievable.
I know. Let's put you up here. So there. Oh, now I have you on me. Wait a minute.
You forgot to click over.
Oh my gosh, that scared me for a moment. Not that you're scary at all. But you are so proud of what you all have been able to do.
I am so proud of it because, we find that people want to make great portraits. They want to record the moments of their life that are so important, and we want everybody to be able to do that.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.